Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Feedback Sports Modular T-Handle Hex and Torx wrench set. When it comes to working with Hex and Torx bolts, there are a variety of options from folding multi-tools to L wrenches and even ratchets. Arguably one of the ultimate tools for working with Hex and Torx is a modular T-handle, which uses a multi-piece design with a sliding connector for additional versatility. Feedback Sports' new modular T-handle kit that we have here is a complete Torx wrench and hex set that lets you do everything in one place with a complete carrying case as well in a very compact design. Packaging wise, you can see very simple. You just have the Feedback Sports logo and then their white and black branding with full glossy graphics of everything that comes with this kit. I'll go ahead and open this up. We'll go over the specs. Retail price on this is a premium $200. So definitely on the more expensive side, but you do get 7 hex wrenches and then 3 Torx wrenches. So it's a complete set that should cover pretty much everything. You get this nice compact tool roll as well, so it keeps everything in place and organized. And then you have precision CNC bodies, so really nice one-piece designs with a sliding lateral handle that has 3 different positions, so you can make it a T-handle or L shape or even anything between to access hard to reach areas. You also have really nice knurled spinner sleeves, so you can grab this and hold it as you're tightening and loosening. And you can see everything's nice and premium as you would expect with the red anodization or the black for the Torx to keep them nice and color coded. As far as what comes with this, you can see it's a complete set. You have the basic packaging with the recycled cardboard material, the tool roll, and then all the bits here. You have 10 different hex wrenches with the matching lateral piece. And again, they're color coded, so Hex and Torx are separately colored with a nice branding on the actual bag. So everything together with the bag that comes in at about 708 grams. The Feedback Sports Modular T-Handle Kit is a complete Hex and Torx wrench set that covers nearly any common bike bolt and even has a nice tool roll to keep everything organized and in one place. There are 8 different hex sizes. You have 7 hex wrenches, but with the 8 and 10 one, it's actually a combination design. So you have a 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 8 and 10 is a combination with the lateral bar being 8 millimeters on one side and 10 on the other. You also have nice color coding, so the hex wrenches all have this nice red anodization on the speed sleeve. And that makes it really easy to hold this in place as you're tightening and loosening. And you can even use this as a sort of pen drive, so you can use this by itself to tighten and loosen. There's also 3 different Torx options, and they're color coded with the black speed sleeve. You have T10, T25, and T30, which should cover all the common Torx bolts on a bike. You can see each of these really consists of 2 pieces. You have the main body, the anodized speed sleeve, and you can see that has this little sliding design, so again, it helps you hold it in place. You can use this as is with the corresponding labeled bit on the bottom built directly in, so it's a nice CNC aluminum construction. And then you have the lateral bar as the separate piece. With the lateral bar, you attach it to the opening on the top, so you can see how it tapers out. You have the indication that this is the T20, and then the matching indicator on the bit. So this one's the T30 version. Some of them are interchangeable, so you can kind of mix and match as long as the size of this is the same as the opening. So you can see this one, I have the T30 installed, and then I can slide it through. You want to make sure when you slide it in, you get the divots on the bottom, because that'll actually match the little opening here where it has a little ball bearing. So with that, when you slide it on there with the corresponding spot, you can see it kind of locks into place. And then I can push it through to go to the center T configuration, or push it to the side and make it more of an L shape. So it's really convenient. So this one, if you have hard to reach bolt, you can grab it and get in there. So really long design and very precise. So it really feels nice, and it's a big upgrade from your standard folding tools. And if you're doing a lot of work, having these individual pieces makes it really easy. You can see the labeling on the top has the Feedback Sports F, then the marking Obviously the bigger ones are even larger, so they're sized correspondingly to their actual tool. And it's pretty easy to distinguish because the back keeps everything organized with the labels on the actual lateral bar as well as the tool itself. At the ends of the tools, you can see you have the dedicated bit as well. So you can use this again directly. You don't need the lateral bar. You can use the lateral bar by itself, and you can use them in combination. So it's a really cool design, obviously a very premium experience. So if you're doing more bike work, it's really nice to have this versus standard L wrenches. As far as the case here, you can see you can keep everything organized. So you have a nice fabric case, so it's nylon with a ripstop nylon material, and then TPU on the outer part. That's why it's kind of glossy with the Feedback Sports logo. The case itself, you can see has two rows. So the back row is for the wrenches, and then the front row is for those lateral bars. These aren't exactly perfectly sized, so you can see it's very loose. So if you're traveling with this, you kind of want to keep this more upright or really fold it up tight as things can move around. To travel with this, you can see it rolls up. So you just kind of grab this and roll it up. Then you can take the G-strap here and then put it through to hold it in place. And then you can see it's very compact. And if everything's nice and tight, you can see nothing will really move, but if it's a little loose, some of the extensions can come out. You'll also notice that there's a long Velcro attachment on the back side, so this can actually attach to their Team Edition case. So that one has a nice Velcro on there, so you can simply attach it on there and extend that other tool set. There's also this little Velcro attachment here, so you can use this to Velcro to something else. And it's also pretty convenient for when you roll this up, you can grab the little Velcro attachment and put it on the top, and that sort of holds it together without these straps on. So overall, pretty nice kit, obviously more expensive, but nice details, and you even have the little reinforced loops here, so you can hang this off the wall for easy access. Now let's take a look at the tool in action. As you can see here, the long handle design of the T-handles lets you really get into tight spaces, and then you can move the lateral bar around to fit in tighter spaces as well. So it's a pretty slick setup, and everything's individually sized, so you have all these separate pieces. You don't have to keep swapping in bits like you would with the traditional ratchet. So it's definitely convenient if you're doing a lot of work on your bike, or you're like a shop where you don't want to have to constantly keep track of bits. It's a really good option. Obviously it costs more, but it's on par with Park Tool, Pedro's, and other companies. So it's definitely well priced given how much you get. Here's a good example of a place where you don't really have a lot of access, so right against the handlebar. But again, you can move it to the L configuration and then use it like a traditional Allen wrench. So it's a pretty slick setup, and with the long handles again and that little speed knurled section, you can hold it steady as you rotate around. Even for something like a water bottle cage, you can see the longer design lets you really get in there where a normal tool might be a little bit hard to access. So you can easily tighten or loosen it, and then again, the lateral bar moves around. It would have been nice if some of the labels on these lateral bars were a little bit bigger. So with these smaller ones, it's really hard to distinguish. So you want to keep them organized in the slot. But if you had two side by side, you'd have to kind of look around or do a little test fit. But as you can see here again, you can move the lateral bar, which is a cool feature and something you don't get with a traditional L wrench or a ratchet. So it's definitely a convenient tool set, obviously more premium given the price. But if you do a lot of work and you really want to stay organized, or you want something like a buy it for life type tool, these definitely are a great option as they're all metal. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Feedback Sports Modular T set. What we like about it, it's a complete Hex and Torx set, so you have all the common sizes, and they're all separate parts with the lateral bars and the main wrench. We also like the high quality design with the anodized details, so everything really has a nice weight to it and feels premium. And we also always like the anodization with the red that matches all the Feedback Sports products. You also get a two-piece design, so you have a lot of configurations. You can do it in a T configuration, L, or use them individually. The main negative is the fact that you have small labels on the bar, so some of these smaller ones like 2mm, 3mm are really hard to distinguish from each other. And also the wrenches can move around in the tool roll, so it's not that secure. The little sleeves where they slide into aren't really sized identically to the size of the tools. So for the smaller ones, they definitely slide around during transportation. Taking everything into account would give the T-handle set, an 8.9 out of 10. It's a really premium Hex and Torx set. That's a complete set, including a compact tool roll. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at sweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at The Sweet Cyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.